All right, everybody. Just wanted to make a quick video. Now that I've cleaned the tank up and I've re-glued a bunch of corals and I've put in 3 new fish. Not this week, but in the last month. Kind of been doing a lot to the tank. Had a bit of a rejuvenation. I kind of was on cruise control for a while through the fall and spring, and the tank nearly crashed. And then I used the ChemiClean, and it's kind of been starting to go well again. But somebody asked in the last video what I keep my light settings at. I have these Hapajero night lights. They're Japanese lights, inexpensive. They're about, I don't know, 67 bucks a piece, I think. This tank will be 2 years old next month, and I've replaced one of them after the first year. So not too bad considering that, I didn't pay that much money for them. But what I typically do is keep them at 100% blue. And then depending on how the tank's doing, add the white light to it. So after the tank crashed, I kept it on 100% blues only for probably 2 months while everything was kind of getting back. I had bad cyano, and I had a bunch of other things going on, but the cyano really was covering everything every single day. So I just brought the light, brought the white light settings down, and I tried to keep the tank really clean and do heavy water changes. I do 10 gallons water change, 10-gallon water changes every week. And this is a 40-gallon breeder, but basically it's about a third of the water volume. And sometimes I'll do a 15-gallon water change if things are not looking good. And basically, I've tried going, to water changes once a month or every other week, and it just doesn't work well for my tank. The cyano really takes over, and maybe I feed too heavy. I try not to feed a ton, but for the most part, I feed every 3 days frozen food. I have a variety of frozen food that I give, along with the coral, the reefroids. I include that as well. But it seems like everything is doing pretty good. You can see the Xenia, the pulsating Xenia is kind of taking over a little bit on this side. I have the candy cane coral, which is doing good. I have a new bird's nest, and then the green star polyps, which are overflowing. But then I have that, what is that guy called? I think it's a Flavia, I don't know. Favia, that's it, a Favia. And it's doing pretty good. The Duncan corals, I think I got it when it was 2 or 3 heads. Now, obviously, it looks much bigger. It's not fully out. I just cleaned it. And same thing with the flower pot corals. They're not all the way out either. They're starting to come out. But, this Montipora is doing really well. It's kind of taking over up there as well. And then that Acropora is pretty new. And then I have all different, zoanthids and Palithoa, and then I also have some acan lords up there as well, and they're all doing pretty good right now. So I do try to hit them with the reefroids pretty good. I moved this elegance coral back to its original spot, and let's hope that he does better over there than he was everywhere else. I've tried 2 other spots. These mushrooms are not doing that great either, but they're not doing terrible, and I haven't found a good spot for them. But what I have done is I moved all of these feather dusters. I had 2 feather dusters intertwined in this rock, and I've pulled them out, and I stuck them back there in the sand with that other big one. And one of them's out right now, but this one hasn't come out yet, this one on the left. So hopefully it will come out soon. Got a new cleaner shrimp. He's doing good. He's making friends with everyone. I don't know if you can see the Midas Millenni underneath there. You can kind of see his eye, but that's his hiding spot. And then, some of these euphyllias, are doing better now. I've tried to adjust the flow so they get very little flow, and it seems like they are doing better. They like very little flow. Same thing with this toadstool, very little flow. And these clove polyps, which I'm hoping will start getting big, but they haven't really yet. But they're pretty new. And then what else? This guy, this leather. I have a leather Kenya tree that I just chopped up this morning. And you can see he's all deflated and he's unhappy. But he was just getting too big and he was stinging everything that I had over here. And you can see there's a hermit crab on top of the Rastazoas I have, which I'm trying to get to grow. But there's a Favia in here too. He's a little hard to see because the colors kind of match. And then there's this Bengai cardinal. He's just hanging out back in this corner. He used to only like the other corner. What else? So I have 9 fish right now. 9 fish. I have 2 shrimp, 1 cleaner shrimp, and 1 pistol shrimp. I have this Watchman goby with the pistol shrimp. And he just digs everywhere. He's all over every single rock. He does undermine the rocks, the base rocks sometime. So you got to be real careful. And then this guy is a, what is he called? Geez, I can never remember. Oh, hi, Quinn. You're joining me. I'm almost done. Royal Grandma. He's a Royal Grandma. And that's that new purple and yellow fish. And the pistol shrimp does not seem to want to come out right now. This guy is a pretty fish. He's got nice blue dots. I don't know if I can pick him up with the camera, but they do have nice blue dots on the side. And he's a nice fish. He's been in the tank, I don't know, maybe 1.5 years. The clowns have been in the tank the longest. And it'll be 2 years, I think, next month. So they're doing good. I have that Chromis back there. He's also been in the tank for a long time. Here he comes, the Chromis. And you can see the bigger clownfish does bully the Chromis, but the Chromis is pretty fast. And he seems to be able to get away. So you watch this, I'll probably chase him if I get closer. Maybe not. We got a flame hawkfish in here. He's doing pretty good. And we have probably 5 emerald crabs. I have a tuxedo urchin back here. I have a ton of Nassarius snails. My cleanup crew is huge on this tank. And I got a lot of snails. I have bumblebee snails. Here's a little bumblebee, but I probably have 20 of them in here. I have a couple of these Mexican turbo snails, which are really big. I have probably 10 Nassarius snails. These guys lay eggs all over the glass. I'm not sure where they are right now. I have turban snails. I have Trochus snails. I got this guy. He's eating a snail. This is a hermit crab devouring a snail. He's been there for about 2 days. And I think that's it. But hopefully I answered all your questions. I have this protein skimmer, which depending on how wet I want the skimmate, I try to empty it once a week, as long as there's a good amount in there. There's my AquaClear 70. I run ChemiPure Blue in here with the sponge that came with it. I actually bought a new one, replaced it. And I also run some 2 Little Fishies Phosguard in there. And then I have the hang on back. Well, not a hang on back, but I have the heater down here. I think it's a 300 watt or a 30 watt. I'm not sure what it's called, but this is where I keep it. It's a Hygar. So it's upside down, my bad. But since doing the water change, you can see it still hasn't gotten up to 78. Oh, and there's one of the big emerald crabs. It's a little hard to see, but he's kind of mean. That's a male. He's bigger than the females. I don't know where the females are. And that's about it, really. Is there anything I didn't talk about? Yeah, see that little feather duster? That one is coming out. That's good. And the big one on the right comes out. And then these guys, the flower pots are starting to come out. Yeah, the zoas are starting to fill in. There's a Rasta down there. The Rastas don't do so great in my tank. They don't die, but they just don't propagate very well. All right, all for now. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks. Bye.